Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. If you're not all nice and caught up, go check out the playlist, get yourself caught up, and then welcome back to today's episode. Today, doing the usual, getting very near now to the end of the first season. As you can see, we've got Bristol City away, we've got Swansea at home, Leicester away, and then Middlesbrough at home. Those are the 4 matches today. And then after that, we have 5 matches left in the season to try and secure our playoff place. So it's going to be a big one. That last game of the season at home to Preston could be very, very vital because depending on how things go, it could be that we literally have to beat them to get into the playoff places. We currently have a game in hand on the teams around us. If we win that and go to 59 points, we're only 2 points behind Preston. As long as we stay in touching distance of Preston, it's possible. As long as we stay within 2 to 3 points, well, preferably 2, because goal difference, unless we win by 7, it's not going to happen. So realistically, the main aim is to come away from today with points from every single game. We need something from every single game. Obviously, we are playing against top of the table Leicester. That is going to be a difficult one. I think Middlesbrough was also today. They're only 2 points behind us, so a loss to them is very problematic. I think we still have Hull, but I don't think that's today. First game is against Bristol City, who are on 51 points. So again, it's just getting away from the chasing pack while catching up to the teams above. We haven't got any easy games in today's episode. Sunderland in the game are having a terrible time of things, so that should be one of the easier matches because of the save. But yeah, I'm just going to crack on. If anything comes up, I'll see you guys beforehand. Otherwise, I'll see you at the Bristol City game. Okay, here we are with our starting lineup against Bristol City. A couple of players rotating in and out due to fitness. Clark sort of starting, although he's a little bit tired because Jimmy Dunn is also pretty tired. Was tempted to start Holmes, but I think just with how important this season is, if a player is not tired and doesn't need rotating, or if I can afford to not rotate, then I will. The plan will be Clark Salter's going to play for a chunk of this game, probably bring on Jimmy Dunn at some point, and then Holmes will have to start the next one because both Dunn and Clark Salter are both quite tired. Walters coming in for Kakai because he was tired. The players who are away on internationals back in. Chaplin misses out today because he is very, very tired. His stamina was about half, so he's not even on the bench. Coley is our striker option off the bench. So let's hope the starting 11 can get us a lead today because our options off the bench are still relatively low rated, and it'll be massive for us to come away from today with 3 points. It really is a matter of 3 points wherever possible because that's going to be our only chance of catching up to Preston and the teams in the playoff places. So fingers crossed we can do that today. Hopefully 3 points in every single game is what we need. But at the very least, this game in hand that we have, which is either this game or the next one, we really, really need to win that one. I would say the first 2 games of the episode today need to be 2 wins because that is what's going to give us a good foothold on making sure, A, we get good results today. Good tackle there from our right back, by the way. But yeah, it just really gets a foothold in the game and gives us a good chance to try and make sure we do make up the gap that is currently between us and 6th place Preston. So without further ado, come on you Ars. Lovely ball there, Lyndon Dykes. Look at the space here for Chris Willock opening up on the right-hand side. Willock's going to cut inside, going to take it past 1, going to try and take it past 2, turns, shoots, off the woodwork, gets a deflection. O'Leary with a great save. Armstrong keeps it alive, but McCrory is going to get that one away. Really good opportunity there to get the opening goal, but it wasn't quite to be. Still 0-0, but a good chance there for Chris Willock. Willock again with the ball out wide here. Going to try and run it somewhat centrally. Allow a run there for Lyndon to overlap on the outside, but Pring is going to get in the way there. Really, really good interception. And another one by Kenneth Powell to hopefully help us bring this forward again. Dazelle now into Lyndon. Lyndon Dykes going to try and find Armstrong. Armstrong's facing the wrong way. I'm not entirely sure why I passed it to him. Kind of set him up for failure there, didn't I, really? Cornick bring this ball forward. Little flick through there to Knight. Knight finds Andreas Weimann. It's a good block in the end there from Steve Cook. Really well defended and helps us get it away. Sinclair Armstrong now. Going to try and, hopefully play a ball through here to Elias Chair, but he couldn't quite do so. But we managed to work it all the way out there from Dazelle into Willock. Willock inside to Armstrong. Armstrong's going to take a strike. Hits the defender, I think. There it did. Atkinson did get a little touch on that, and it does go out for a corner. Good early pressure here from us. We're attacking with good intent, making chances, causing problems here. Kenneth Powell with the corner is going to whip this one in, going to aim for Lyndon Dykes. It's going to find Mehmeti there, who does win the header, doesn't quite go all the way through to Lyndon, and they do get it away. Dazelle going to try and work his way outside here. I'd rather him be on his left foot, and he's going to try and play it inside. Wasted chance. Got to be a little bit careful here. Andreas Weiman's going to play out wide here to Mehmeti. Mehmeti up against Walters. It's going to get the better of him here. Weiman plays it into the middle. The sweaty open goal for Cornick. It's an easy tap in. It's poor defending in the end. Both centre-backs, I believe, comfortably beaten by that pass from Weiman. It's a really, really good pass through to Cornick. And then it is just a tap into an open goal. Not too much Labrovic can do about it. And it's going to be 1-0 to Bristol City. It's very much against the run of play. We have been absolutely dominant in this, but there you can see Cook and Clark-Salter. I've tried to cover the possible shot with Clark-Salter, and Cook has just kind of been bamboozled by it. The pass through the two of them, and it's going to find the back of the net. Harry Cornick with his, I'm going to find out, 11th goal. Not too shabby at all, mate. 11th goal of the season. It's disappointing, and it's 1-0 to the home side. Again, very much against the run of play. Lyndon Dykes going to try and bring this ball forward here. Dykes going to try and take it past the centre-back. He can. Powers through. Going to have the shot here. It's a good shot. O'Leary there with a good save, though, at his close post. I was kind of asking it to the far post, but it didn't end up going that way. It's disappointing. This is the kind of game that I think Chaplin would be huge in, but I don't have that option. So Coley will be the option off the bench. That corner is a QPR corner because it's nowhere near any QPR players. Ball dropped to Willock on the edge of the box. Good strike, but O'Leary with a very comfortable save as it is straight at him. 1 minute added time here. We'll see if maybe we can get anything in this last added minute. Don't think we will because it's back to O'Leary, who's probably just going to clear his lines. He does, and that is half time. Disappointing. We've played really, really well, but we're unlucky to go behind at the break, I think. I think that's a really, really unfortunate result as of the way the game has played out. Willock has been fantastic, but I think that the stamina issue there will be that Smith is definitely the player to bring on here. And I kind of want to also rest Lyndon and bring on Coley. His sharpness is 1, which absolutely baffles me because I've got him set to have good match sharpness. But I'm going to bring on Ryan Coley and hope that he can come in a little bit more pace than Lyndon and just offer something. You know, him and Armstrong up top should be a pretty competent pair, along with, you know, Lyndon Dykes, Chaplin. We've got 4 decent enough strikers. Coley has been a real impact player at times and has salvaged us a couple of points in the season so far. He's going to try and get this ball in, by the way, to Armstrong. That header is truly atrocious. I should have taken a touch if I thought I had that amount of time, but I didn't realise I did. But again, a confident start going into the second half with a nice early attack, but we need to find the back of the net, and I'd like to find it soon because I'd like to find it twice. Field into Coley here. Coley, little R1 dribbling, going to try and play it into Armstrong. Does find Armstrong, who finds the defender, actually gets the ball past him. A little bit fortunate to get it, but the shot was a little bit unfortunately weak. Ball out wide here to Paul Smith. First chance for Smith to really open up and get a bit of pace behind it with the ball at his feet. Plays it into Armstrong. Armstrong with the strike. That could be a foul. I don't think it's been given, but Atkinson's get nowhere near the ball there. It's a corner. You know what? Maybe he did get a touch then. I take that back. I didn't think he did. Maybe he did. I'm going to take off Dazelle here and bring on Joby Bellingham and hope that he can come on and offer something here. Also going to bring on Jimmy Dunn for the tired Jake Clark-Salter. And I think for now that's it. As you can see, I did actually put Chaplin on the bench, but he's so tired. I don't think I can justifiably bring him on. I'd rather have him fully fit for the next game. But if needs must, then we shall. But 2 changes made. Clark-Salter off. Andre Dazelle off. Kenneth Powell with the corner to try and aim for Jimmy Dunn here. Jimmy Dunn, that's a bit of a better corner there. It's well aimed in the end. Field up to it. Field heads just wide at the post. 62 minutes on the clock. It's still 1-0, but we're looking so good for it, boys. We really do deserve to get back in, and they have brought on Naki Wells. He seems to always score against us since he's left, doesn't he? Weiman plays the ball to Mehmeti. Mehmeti with a good overlap there for Pring. Pring is going to try and bring this forward and cause a problem. Walters isn't going to get the best of it there. Weiman on the ball. It's going to have to be closed down here, boys. Somebody get to James before he gets to strike away. Field and Dunn both out there. Field wins it. Field then loses it. Cornick with the strike. It's not a very good strike, thank the Lord, because that could have been problematic if they went 2-0 up. Bellingham going to try and bring this ball forward now. Try and pull the defender out of position. Good interception. Apparently not. Apparently a foul. I take it all back. Terrible interception. But it was enough to stop us working our way forward. And then the pass from Bellingham isn't good enough. Smith is not going to get there. Naismith, however, gets it. Naismith, however, loses out. Paul Smith into Chair. Chair with, I don't know what we need to do to score, boys. That shot is so tame. No power behind it at all. It's still 1-0. Ryan Coley going to try and find Smith. Smith tries to burst the way through. Naismith gets it clear, boys. It's just not looking like it's our day so far. This is so unfortunate. We've played really well. We just haven't found the back of the net. Bellingham with a great win and then not fouled apparently by Weiman in the middle of the park there. I really did think that was a foul because he got nowhere near the ball as far as I'm concerned. But now Coley gets Gives a really good through ball. It was such a good pass. I lost the ability to speak. Paul Smith going to try and burst through. Naismith gets ahead of him. I maybe shouldn't have turned inside as much as I did. I should have just kept it down the line, kept Smith running with it, and then try and find a pass instead of trying to run central for Smith to have a shot of his own. But it's not looking like it's going to happen, boys. 3 points seems off the card now. A point seems everything we could possibly salvage. But it's a good tackle there from Cook. We literally have like probably 2 minutes, I'm going to guess. 2 minutes added time. Paul Smith, can he take it round his man here? He's going to have to. Pring with a good tackle. We've not got long, boys. Let's just try and get this ball up the pitch. Oh, and it's not gone to Coley. It's gone to Tanner. And that is going to be 3 points absolutely thrown down the drain, boys. It is. That is so disappointing because I genuinely feel like we played really well. We just didn't find the back of the net. We tested O'Leary a couple of times, but overall, we were by far the dominant team. We really, really were. I'd love to see if the stats reflect that. I feel like we were doing 90% of the attacking. They had one chance and they scored it, and that's all it takes, boys. But I just want to see those match facts. 8 shots to 3. Possession was pretty even, but I feel a little bit unlucky there, and it's the kind of result like that that will stop us going up. It's as simple as that. A disappointing result that I believe was our game in hand. So although we don't allow the gap to get bigger, we do miss out on an opportunity to make that gap smaller. So it's a disappointing result. And that game against Preston just becomes more and more important. And it really now, with a result like that, it doesn't become impossible. It just becomes a lot more difficult. And it means that a lot of that opportunity is taken out of our hands and put in the hands of other teams now. We need West Brom and Preston both to drop points. And, you know, possibly teams above as well. But our next game is up against Swansea, who are in 15th. And if it wasn't a must-win before, it 1,000% is now. Well, the rotation I talked about is in full effect. Holmes comes in at centre-back. Chaplin starts up front. And the bench is drastically changed. A plethora of players who wouldn't normally be getting onto the bench or getting minutes needed to be there today for the sake of fitness. This is going to be a tricky, a difficult game. It's going to be one that I can't let the occasion of we need 3 points get to us. I need to just play our normal game and just know that that is going to work. And I think I don't think I overworked it at Bristol City. I think, if anything, I underworked it. I tried too hard to make sure we had a direct route to goal instead of taking the time to make clear-cut chances. Anytime I had half a chance, I was trying to shoot or I was trying to, you know, push a chance. I need to make sure that maybe I focus more on let's make sure we make good chances, not just chances. So that's going to be my main focus today. Hopefully the result will show that that is the right way to go about it. And hopefully we come away today with a truly vital 3 points. Come on, you Ars. Swansea with the ball here. Going to play it inside. Great tackle there from Jake Clark-Salter. It was a good opportunity there for Swansea to put us under pressure and test Labrovic early doors, but the defence have done really, really well then. We've turned defence into attack here as Chaplin is going to try and play it through now. Into Ilias Chair. Good defence, it has to be said there from Cabango. Really good physicality to stop Ilias from making anything there. Ball forward now into Yates. Yates is going to try and push his way through, but is forced to play it out wide to Grimes. Grimes up against Powell. Powell gets the wrong side of it there. It's going to be it's going to be a difficult chance here for me to get that ball as he turns his back, but Clark-Salter did enough without fouling to get that ball away. We don't quite manage to turn it into a counter-attack. If anything, they've countered on our attempt of a counter, and now Patino plays it out wide to Agbeta. Agbeta now going to play that ball in. Labrovic, that's yours all day, mate. Good lad. Linden finds Willock here as we try and burst through on our first real chance to get the ball into their half of the pitch now. We've really been limited to opportunities. They've defended so well. They play with a high press and it's a problem. Ball here to Dazelle. Dazelle with a finesse edge of the box. Rushworth is going to get there. It's a good save down to his right. It was a good effort from Dazelle. We know from real life experience Dazelle does have a boot on him from the edge of the box, can find the back of the net, but it's disappointing to not score. It's our first real chance here, and it's 30 minutes on the clock, and it's our first effort on goal. Rushworth not really had to do anything up until that moment, but we're going to call him into action again as Chaplin takes a strike, and it's just wide of the post. It's chances like those two chances that we need to just make sure we test the keeper and hopefully we beat the keeper, but it's maybe a bit further wide than I thought it was. Chaplin, mate, doesn't find the target. Maybe I should have gone close post. My thought process was go across the keeper because he's rushing out. He's not going to have as good of a chance of stopping it, but it doesn't really matter if it's not on target, but we're getting the chances. It's just taking us a long time. Oh, Shinley with a really good touch there to take it past Clark Salter, but Holmes gets back, puts his body in the way, and keeps Labrovic's day relatively quiet so far. Good stuff there from Holmes. Good block indeed. And now Powell with a chance to play it through here to Iliasche. Iliasche with a ball roll. Going to fake it and make his way past Kabanga, but Grimes is going to be there. Oh, it's Key, actually. I apologise. Key gets back, makes a good tackle, and they do get it away as half-time is upon us there. It's a disappointing half. I mentioned at the start I wanted to make sure I made more clear-cut chances instead of just making chances. It's not been that the lack of chances have been due to that change of sort of mentality. It's been that I haven't had the ball. Swansea have been a real nightmare to break down. I would assume 60, apparently 50-50. That really does surprise me. You can see passes attempted. I've not had the ball very much. I've not had many opportunities to play passes. It's been trying to work my way around clearances and things. So going to make some changes here. Field is going to make way for Bellingham, and Bellingham is going to just swap there. So Dezelle is now the slightly more defensive-minded. Clark Salter's going to have to make way, and it's going to be for Morgan Fox, who has not played in a hot minute, but I've kept his match sharpness good with a training style, so he is still very much ready for the game today. Sadly, Holmes was not as prepared, but changes otherwise. It's going to be Richards, Drew, Armstrong, Chair are our other options, but obviously we can't make all of them, and at the moment I don't think I can justifiably make any of them with the stamina that they've got. I'll probably look around the hour mark to see if the option of a Richards, a Smith, and Armstrong coming on is beneficial and plausible. But until that moment, boys, our main focus is let's not concede and let's try and find the back of the net. 3 points, again, crucial. I've said it time and time again, a crucial 3 points. It really is crucial today. Lovely bit of play here. Finds Joby Bellingham now trying to run at the defence, but Wood is going to stand strong there and stop Bellingham from progressing any further. You can see this is where they sort of get the ball and they're just sort of keeping it, playing little triangles and then working their way through our midfield, working like breaking down the press. Worked really well here. Charlie Patino with a chip. It's going to head in, but Morgan Fox, he's not been called on too often this season, but he has done a fantastic job there of getting that one off the line. A player that we tried to offload in January, and it could be that come March he has been crucial for our season's hopes and our chances of promotion. That could be a genuinely season-defining moment if we go on and get something from this, and we didn't concede that chance there. Ozzy Kakai going to turn, finds Willock, Lyndon Dykes past the defence, and just like that, boys, we find the back of the net. That genuinely could have been a season-defining clearance from Morgan Fox. He's not been called upon often, but when he was needed today, he made the most of that opportunity and absolutely has been crucial there in that. That's a beautiful defence splitting pass there from Chris Willett, by the way. Just finds Lyndon just onside, just past the defence, and it's just past the keeper's trailing foot there as it finds the bottom corner and puts us 1-0 to the good. Absolutely crucial stuff there from everyone involved. Lyndon Dykes, I want to say he's in like 15 or so goals this season. It's 18, even better than we thought, boys. It's 1-0 and I cannot get over that clearance. Swansea have just had this ball in the middle of the park for a prolonged period of time. They are just keeping hold of it, which at the moment is the best thing they can do. We're just sitting back and defending. Yates picks it up. Thankfully, Yates, I believe, just offside there. That is, again, a bit of a lucky stroke, because if that wasn't, that is problems. Chair and Powell making way with the way for Richards and Drew to just stamina changes, just fresh legs on the pitch to hopefully help us see it out. Like I say, we have not been on the ball very much this second half. It has been a lot of Swansea playing keep ball, trying to just make passes to find gaps to cause us problems. And I do worry that, you know, that could eventually happen. That was a near example of it a second ago. Thankfully, the linesman's flag saved us there, but we've just got to be careful. 10, 15 minutes on the clock. It's not done and dusted yet by any stretch of the imagination, but we do have a chance here. Dezelle, look at the space there for Willock now. Willock's going to get that ball. We're going to try and find Chaplin. Chaplin picks it up. Chaplin with a strike, and Chaplin finds the back of the net. 2-0, and boys, it's looking good now. Fantastic there from Chaplin. A lovely bit of play. Picked up in the middle of the park. Dezelle out to Willock. Willock cuts inside, finds a great pass in to Chaplin, and he finds the back of the net. A lovely weighted pass, good first touch. Plays it for his left foot to just play that strike across the keeper's goal, and he does find the back of the net. I said it wasn't done and dusted. I feel a lot more confident in saying 3 points are relatively safe at this point. Again, Swansea have looked decent enough to cause us problems, but with 8 minutes on the clock and 2 goals to the good, I'm confident we can see this one out now, boys. Chaplin going to try and play a ball now to Willock, but it's well defended from Cabango. Good bit of defence there to stop us pushing on to try and get a third. And with not long on the clock now and us keeping Swansea well and truly in their own half, I'm happy to say that this should be all she wrote now, boys. Just going to try and keep this clean sheet, because as they say, a clean sheet and you're guaranteed something from a game. If you keep a clean sheet, even if it's a point, you're guaranteed something. So to come away from with 3 would be great. The clean sheet looks in trouble now. Patino does make it 2-1. It is, however, far too little and far too late. But a good finish from Patino, a good bit of defensive play up until that moment. But the main thing is, that's full time. 3 points secured. We made it difficult for ourselves, and I stand by that. Fox clearance was absolutely crucial. A huge moment in this game, in what could as well be a huge moment of our season. That is a very, very big win. Now we just got to hope the teams above us drop points. We'll find out. Haven't caught up to Preston yet, but dropped points from West Brom mean that we do overtake them. So now we are slowly building a bit of a gap above the teams below us, but it's still only 2 points, so it's still only one game, and it's a problem for us. But now we do have a very, very tough game against a very good team in Leicester. We saw just how good they are in real life. I think we held our own for a prolonged period of time, and I think we looked pretty decent against them. But yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, you know, on paper, you look at us against Leicester in real life, and there was really only going to be one outcome from that one. But again, 5 points are the difference between us and the playoffs at the moment. We do have games against some of the teams up there. But taking on Leicester, I mean, it's going to be tough. There's no two ways about it. I need my team to be fully fit and fit. And I believe I have a full week in the calendar between us and then we don't. Oh, I've got 3 days. Oh, boys, I genuinely thought I had a week. Oh, okay. Well, rotation, anyone? Before we get into our next game, we do have our next monthly scout report. I think this might be the last month it is. Okay, so this is the last month we can have a look at these players in this scouting set. Taylor Townsend, I don't think you're going to be the player for us, my friend. Leo Garrett, I don't think I need another keeper. I think I've got some good keeper options, and he wasn't looking that fantastic stats-wise. Same for Finley Cole there. Noah Welsh, again, it's going to be a no. Although your starting rating is decent. I think we might get Noah Welsh in just because his starter rating is decent and the trim is questionable. So we'll give him a chance. Elliot Harrington, it's a no from me. Rory Sharp, again, it's a no, my friend. And Ibrahim Reid, again, I don't think that's the starting rating's not quite enough for me to justify it. So I'm going to have to say no to Ibrahim Reid as well. Just going to very, very quickly have a little look at our youth setup. I do have to remind myself every now and again of sort of, you know, what we've got going for us here, because Randall, again, I think could be a real good little player here. 56 rated as it stands. Walsh starts at 59, by the way. I'm just going to very quickly give him a development playstyle sort of vibe here. What do I want him upped in? I want his passing up because he is sort of looking like a creative midfielder. So let's get that passing up a little bit there. Shooting's not great, but we'll work on that. Spencer looks like he could be a good little player as well. A real good centre-back there, actually. Real good looking card stats. I'm playing on with team apparently. He could be absolutely phenomenal. I think Isaac Ibrahim Spencer we'll call up next season. Get him loaned out, regardless of whether we're in the Premier League or the Championship. Get him loaned out because he is going to go flying up in rating. Okay, the team is ready for Leicester. I had a little look at some of the pre-match stuff where you can look at the opponent's teams and stuff, and they've got a fully fit squad as well. Our squad is pretty much all there. Dunn coming in for Cook, just because, as I say, that is a player sort of rotation I want to make, and Smith coming in for Willock because Smith asked to play. I'm a man of my word. I said I would, so I'm going to play him. Chaplin's also going to start over Linden and just see, again, if that Armstrong-Chaplin link-up can work, because Armstrong has got the strength, has got some pace. Chaplin's got some pace. Little guy, good dribbling, get some finishes in. So let's just see if that partnership and that dynamic can really work for us, because I think it could do. But they are focusing here on Kasady, I don't know how you say it, who played very well against us as well. Played some nice football against us. But yeah, let's see if we can just try and take on the top of the table, boys. You know, it's only that small, simple feat of playing against the best team in the league when we're desperate for 3 points at every given turn. You'll love to see it. Come on, you Ars. Great tackle there from Sam Field in on Dewsbury Hall. And he's going to find Armstrong, who's then going to find Ilias Chair outside of him. You can see Leicester's defence here a little bit sparse. Ilias Chair's going to go on his own there. Iverson is going to make a great save. It's a really, really good save. Pushes out to Chaplin, falls to Smith. Smith with a shot. Iverson with another fantastic save there. Ricardo's going to pick up the pieces, but real good start, boys. It's a shame to not be 1-0 up, though, especially when we had such a good chance there with Chair running through. Ball out wide here to Mavididi. Mavididi now up against Ozzy Kakai. Isn't quite going to get the tackle in. Patson Daka on the ball. Daka across to Kasedi, and it's a carbon copy of the goal we conceded against Bristol City. And it's a frustrating one. You know, we start really, really well, get a real good chance there. And I don't think there's much more I can do defensively. I think I did a relatively sound job. I think we just got a little bit unlucky to not gain possession and get rid. Ozzy there, you could argue maybe not picking up that ball was a bit of a disappointing one and allows the ball to come into the box. But it's 1-0 to Leicester. Tell me you're surprised and I won't believe you. But it's 1-0 Leicester, boys, and it's just makes an already very difficult challenge a lot more difficult. Dizelle, lovely turn there to take it past his man. Tries to bring it through, but Face is going to be there. It's going to run into the brick Belgian wall that is Face, and they are going to get it away. But now Dizelle, actually, with a chance to try and bring this forward himself again, finds Chaplin. Chaplin doesn't quite find Ilias Chair, finds Ricardo Pereira, and it's a good tackle in the end. Oh, we've got a chance here. Armstrong into Chaplin. Face again picks up the ball, but it's going to be cleared, but not very well into field. Chaplin can't quite get the touch there. I just wanted to lay that off to Armstrong, who was just making a lovely run in the gap that was perfectly made by Chaplin, but it wasn't quite to be. Ozzy Kakai, good job there, by the way. Good defence. Armstrong on the ball. Going to try and find a run here for Smith, and that's really a disappointing pass. Justin's going to get that one all day. Doesn't quite keep. Oh, I was going to say maybe he does just keep it, but he doesn't quite there. We're doing good at putting them under pressure here. Iverson a number of times is being put under pressure by one or two players to just have to kick it long instead of trying to play it short, which the AI seems to keep wanting to do there. And Armstrong, what is that, my friend? Seriously, it becomes a bit of a joke when your players apparently can't make relatively simple passes. It does become very difficult. Dizelle going to turn and find Paul Smith here, and Smith in a bit of space. Face going to try and close him down, and I run straight into him. It's wasted from me there. That really is. And that is half-time, 1-0 down again in a game where I feel like we've been relatively comfortable. They've had one chance. That is a hell of a moustache, by the way, sir. It's disappointing, boys. It's very disappointing because I feel like we've played well enough to justify being in this game. But we just haven't scored, haven't made that one chance. Smith's going to come off for Willock. I will probably end up bringing on Lyndon Dykes at some point. And you know what? Kind of tempted to do it now. I'm going to do it. Armstrong off for Lyndon. Seems a bit crazy to do. Might seem a bit odd, a bit out there, but that's what we're going to do. Mavididi is a great player, but Waters is going to have a hell of a job trying to keep up with him because Ozzy's quite tired. You've got to bear in mind, boys, we've got a game against Middlesbrough in like 3 days. I need to keep players fit while focusing on this game. It's this really busy congestion period that is today's episode of all 4 games having like 2-3 days between them. But Ilias Chair here from the kickoff, really good run, really good effort, and a very good save from Iverson as well. And Justin's going to bring it away, but that was a really nice bit of just simple dribbling. The defence just sort of parted like the Blue Sea in this scenario, and Chair had a good chance, but it wasn't going to find the back of that, sadly. It's still 1-0, and we have a lot of work to do. Really good play here for Leicester. Finds space for Mavididi. Waters in no man's land at the moment. Comes across to try and help with the ball. Now it's in the middle of the park. Ricardo Pereira with the first strike. It's going to drop to Kasedi with the second strike. Waters gets in the way. Dizelle can't get it clear. Patson Daka's going to keep hold of it. And it's a good tackle in the end from Jimmy Dunn. Well cleared by Sam Field. But it was we were at 6s and 7s there, boys. That was problematic. And Chaplin now going to find a beautiful pass into Chris Willock. Lovely stuff there. Willock, Dykes inside of him as well, but Willock's going to go on his own. Willock with the strike. He places it into that side netting across the goalkeeper. Willock get that ball. We are not done there, boys. Lovely finish in the end. Great bit of play from Chaplin to find a beautifully weighted pass into to Willock. It's passes like that actually make me consider playing Chaplin further back to find the passes through, but that would mean changing to a 4-2-3-1, and I do quite like a 2-striker system, so it's something we'll think about. 4-2-3-1 is a formation I use in Ultimate Team. It's my go-to formation for champs and stuff, so maybe it's worth considering because Chaplin can play at cam and does a pretty good job of it when I need him to. But it's 1-1, boys. We're back in it potentially, but we can't let our guard down. 25 or so minutes on the clock. We still need 3 points here. We need a goal. Oh, Walter's getting really unlucky. He does win the ball off of Mavididi, but Mavididi manages to win it back. And thankfully, the header from Daka was always destined to go wide. But that's unfortunate from Walter. He did really, really well there to win that in the first place. And a really nice bit of play here. Dazelle out to Willock again. Willock inside, first time pass. Chaplin here. Can he prove again to get that assist, that vital pass? Yes, he can. As Lyndon Dykes scores a goal. It's a quick double for QPR. And it's exactly what we needed to see, boys. A fantastic turnaround. And it was one that I think it was difficult to see where it was going to come from with how things started in the second half and well, how things sort of played out, I guess, in the first half. We started pretty well in the second half, but the boys have done well. I have run to the wrong corner. I knew we were shooting towards the fans, but I've run to the wrong corner. Sorry, everyone. But a lovely strike there from Lyndon. Finds the back of the net. Iverson couldn't do anything about it. And it's 2-1 to QPR. His 19th goal, I believe, this season, if memory serves correct, from the last one. But that is a huge potential goal here and could be huge as well for the league. The last I saw, Leeds were 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday. So it could actually be that Leeds potentially go top of the table here. This isn't just impacting us and our season. This could actually massively impact who potentially goes on to win the entire league. Got to be careful here. It's not done yet. Jimmy Dunn with work to do as Justin's sort of bearing down. I'm sort of marking the cross because every time I don't, that happens. Labrovic with a great save. Justin just offside. Oh my word. Not only are we lucky that Labrovic is still in flying form. Bear in mind, the only goals he's conceded are sort of sweaty, foot champs-esque strikes. But Justin just offside there. Dunn trying to move forward to block that. And thankfully, there's not two players between him and the goal, and it could have been problems there, boys. That could have been an absolute dagger in the dire minutes. Two changes, by the way. We've brought on Joby Bellingham for Ilias Chair, and we've brought on Steve Cook for Jake Clark-Salter. Bellingham playing as the left cam, not coming in as that holding midfield role. Again, those were changes that are purely stamina and fitness based, bearing in mind we have Middlesbrough in 2 days' time. But that is all of our changes that we can make made. And Powell here, bursting down this wing. He's going to try and play a nice looped ball in. Chaplin with acres of space, but Face does really, really well to get back there and get the block in. I won't lie to you, didn't mean to do the type of cross that I did, but it's happened now. I can't change it, and we get a little bit lucky there with the deflection. We get very lucky again there. Jimmy Dunn's going to play it out to Willock. We're just going to bring this ball forward. Walters, who has had a very good second half up against one of the best fullbacks, or wingers, I should say, in the league. A nice looped cross into the back post there. Bellingham's not going to get to it. Look at your watch, ref. That is all she wrote. That is a huge, huge result for a number of reasons in the season. And that there, again, another potential season-defining moment. Getting the goal we needed, the offside for Justin, the second goal needed. It's huge, boys. That could be absolutely massive. It could mean that Leicester provided Leeds kept their lead, it could mean that Leicester fall into second place, and it could be we are still within touching distance of the playoffs. Okay, still in seventh. We're about to play 8th place Middlesbrough, but a slight turn of events here. Norwich are actually the team that we are trying to catch now. Still 5 points off of Preston, but Preston with a win and Norwich, I believe, with a loss, or at least dropping points, mean that they are the team that we are now on the hunt for. It's going to be a tricky one. It's still, that game against Preston is still huge because, again, all it takes is Preston to drop some points down the line somewhere and we're still in touch and distance of them. We're also playing Hull, who are in the top 6 as well. And again, we've still got that very vital game at the end. But today's final game is going to be against Middlesbrough. It's still a very big one. We're only 2 points clear of them, so dropping any form of points here would be devastating. And again, if Norwich are now maybe on a bit of a losing streak and are actually the team now dropped to 6th, we've got to capitalise on every opportunity we can. So I'm going to get the team as ready as I can for what is going to be a very quick turnaround, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, the team is ready. Labrovic, Powell, Clark-Salter, Cook, Kakai, Field, Bellingham, Chair, Willock, Armstrong, Dipes, Chaplin drops off of the bench, as does Jimmy Dunn. Holmes makes his way on along with Taylor Richards. And that is purely, again, stamina for the bench's sake. But otherwise, the starting 11 is pretty much our go-to. Dazelle, the only person sort of missing out. And obviously, Dazelle, in the away fixture in real life, scored an absolute belter against Seny Dieng and Middlesbrough. And hopefully today we can have similar moments. Again, we won that game. It's one of the only games we've won so far in real life this season. This would be a huge, huge time to get another win, boys. This is where like a winning streak needs to happen. It's where we need to kick on through the season, get the goals that we need, and try and secure the playoff places, because that's all we're currently aiming for. I love these little cutscenes. These cutscenes are fantastic, by the way. I know a lot of people miss the sort of lineups and stuff coming out, but I would love those as well as those cutscenes. I think they're really good sometimes, and that one for me was a lovely cutscene. So let's get into it, boys. Come on, 3 huge points. Come on, you Ars. Willock now with the ball, going to try and take it past Coulson. Good tackle there from Coulson, it has to be said. And they're going to try and bring this away here. Aussie with work to do. Coulson cuts inside. Aussie can't really stop that kind of pass there. Good tackle there from Cook. Gets it away to field. Good lad. Ilias Chair now going to try and burst down the left-hand side. I forget he's only got 3-star skills, but you know what? It's worked out there. He's going to play inside. Lyndon Dykes going to take it past the man. No, he doesn't. Really good tackle. Last-ditch tackle there. Otherwise, that is a very good opportunity for Lyndon Dykes to bag, I believe, his 20th goal of the season. It would have been there. Very, very good defense indeed. But Armstrong with a huge tackle high up the pitch. Sinclair Armstrong makes the most of a bit of a defensive lapse of concentration. And just like that, Sinclair Armstrong finds the back of the net. A beautiful strike. Just powers it past Seny Dieng, who was not getting to that one. And 1-0 to the boys in blue and white. Very happy with that indeed. Great tackle there. Just keeps his composure. Takes it forward and absolutely lamps it past the keeper. I've said a few times, every now and again, you get those shots that there's just nowhere near enough power compared to the amount you've asked for. That was not one of those occasions. Sinclair Armstrong, absolutely huge from you, my friend. Great as well to get the first goal. We've not had that at all so far this episode. 17 goals. Good lad, Sinclair. Love that from you, my friend. Lovely stuff. 1-0, and we're looking good for it right now, boys. Let's keep this up now. Let's keep this up. Got to be careful here. Greenwood isn't going to make his way past Cook, but Cook does lose out to O'Brien there. Greenwood again tries to come inside. Jake Clark-Salter. Absolutely love that from you. Stands strong, stands tall, and wins the ball. And now Ilias Chair tries to set away Sinclair Armstrong. Armstrong again here, through 1-on-1 against Seny Dieng, and it's going to hit both posts and doesn't find its way into the back of the net. That is so unfortunate. Really good stuff there. Really lovely run. Beautiful finesse, but it doesn't quite find the back of the net. That is unfortunate, boys, but we've got to keep pushing on. A second goal would be massive. Aussie Kakai well stepped in there. Silvera trying to work his way around him. The issue we have is these kind of chances are the only chances we're conceding so far today. Lovely bit of play there, by the way, from the combination of Willock, I think it was Cook, and Bellingham. Lovely stuff there. And Dykes maybe tried to bring this through. Unfortunate the first time. Wins it the second time. Plays it the third time. And Armstrong finds the back of the net, boys. Absolutely flying at the moment. And just like that, the score is doubled. I was just saying the only goals we've conceded so far today are the the ultimate team sweaty, run it down the line, play it inside and shoot. Those are the only goals we conceded today. AI I think they're playing foot champs, and it's going to feel like it with how tight this season is going to be at the end here. But Armstrong with a brace, a lovely bit of play. Again, that goal has come from determination for one of our strikers. The first one was Armstrong fighting for that ball, winning, running, shooting. This time it was Lyndon Dykes losing the ball 2-3 times for trying to play passes through, and ended up just keep going, keep getting that ball back. Finally made the pass, and Armstrong with a fantastic and competent finish into the close post. Lovely goal there. 2-0, boys, and we are looking good in this game. This is the most confident we have looked so far in today's episode. It's a good cross in here, all the way to the back post. Silvera's going to pick that ball up. Aussie Kaka's going to try close it down. Look what it is. Run it to the byline, try and sweat it across. Lambrovic hasn't had a crazy abundance to do today, but bar those 2 sweaty chances, has been fantastic. Even saved one of them that then led to Justin scoring, but thankfully was offside. So he has been very impressive in the last episode or two. Very good block there as well. I'm not entirely sure who it was, but he needed to get there. And that's a very good time as well to have stopped a goal just on the stroke of half-time. Keep that clean sheet so far, 2-0, and we're looking good for it, boys. I have to say as well, might not be on too many of the highlights just because of the kind of places that they're going in. But Sam Field has been incredible in this game. He has been an absolute rock in the middle of the park, been intercepting things, making good tackles in the midfield battles and stuff. Sam Field has been absolutely fantastic. And I'm so glad his rating is actually going up too. I mean, he's our joint second highest rated player in the team. And in previous iterations of FIFA, that just hasn't been the case. He kind of doesn't really go up very much. But Sam Field has been bloody fantastic. He's also got 5-star skill modes. Absolute baller confirmed. Let's make a couple of changes here. I have got a week, I believe, if memory serves correct now, between this and the next game. So I don't mind Bellingham and Field getting a touch tired. I'm probably going to let Field play on for a bit and then take him off for Dazelle. Again, just keep their stamina sort of trickling through. And Rayan Coley, I'll probably bring him on at some point along with Smith and or Richards. But for now, we crack on. Nothing particularly to change. The most tired player probably is Field and Bellingham. But that's not to be surprised because, again, my two DMs are having a lot of work to do and they're doing it very, very well today. Again, especially Sam Field, who's been an absolute machine. But let's keep this up for the second half. Tackles like that, by the way, exactly what I'm talking about, Sam. Let's keep this up for the second half and maybe here start off pretty strong. Lyndon Dykes going to play it all the way to Chair. Chair tried to play that fake shot. I forget fake shots don't really trick the AI. I need to remember that. But yeah, let's just keep this up, boys. 2-0. Come on, you Ars. Willock with the ball in the middle of the park here, doing really, really well to just keep hold of this. Plays it into Lyndon. Lyndon's going to turn, take his time. I was hoping Willock would make the run outside there. Ozzy Kako will work to do. It's a bit of a 2v1 here, but JB Bellingham's read that situation really well and come across to help. I've read it poorly and move Ozzy out of the way. Labrovic with a huge, huge save there. I'm going to make a change here. I know changes at corners are slightly frowned upon in the footballing world, but I'm going to do it because I'm crazy. Dazelle's going to come on here, going to play that CDM role. I'm not going to change it. I know he's out of position, but we're going to keep it as it is. Cook's going to come off as well for Holmes because Holmes is a little baller. And you know what? I kind of want to give Armstrong his chance for a hat-trick. We're going to take off Willock and I'm going to bring on Paul Smith. Good bit of pace down that right-hand side. Should offer a good threat and a good challenge for their left-back. Fingers crossed it does play out that way. So those changes happening here. Let's just defend this corner real quickly. I'll keep you guys in the loop of what happens with it. They're going to play it short. Silvera. Willock isn't going to get there. Ozzy and Labrovic go up for it. Labrovic comes out on top, and we do just about get it away. Paul Smith with his first chance to try and run it up against, I don't know his first name, but another Smith and Silvera. And he's going to take it past Smith. Silvera does just about get beaten as well. I thought I took it off the pitch there, so I was a little bit sceptical that I still had a chance here. But Armstrong gets it. Dykes tries to get it back, but I waste it. To be a touch careful here as they bring this ball forward. Hop is going to be on the ball now. Pushes it back to Smith. You know what? I might have been talking about Smith v Smith. I think Smith plays on the other side of the pitch, Tom. Kenneth Powell just bursting down this left-hand side here. Going to bring this ball forward. Going to look inside and find Sinclair Armstrong. Lyndon Dykes tries to make a run, but I don't find him apparently. Smith is on the ball now. Now we get it all the way across here to Ozzy Kakai. He's going to put in a bit of a whipped cross, but it is straight at Coulson, who is going to defend it and get it away. Final couple of changes here. I am taking off Armstrong and I'm taking off Ilias Chair. Let Armstrong get his applause. Coley and Richards coming on here. Just again, fresh legs, last couple of minutes. We've got a week between now and the next one, but just to give them a couple of minutes in the tank, get the sharpness up a little bit. But 2-0, 8 minutes on the clock, and I'm feeling okay at the moment. Let's just see this one out now, boys. Richards on the ball now, going to bring this forward. Look at that run from Coley. Coley in some space. Lyndon now making a decent run, but the pass from Coley's a bit disappointing, kind of aimed at the wrong place there. Sort of played it between the two wrong defenders, not the two that Lyndon was playing it through. But Vandenberg's going to bring it forward, and that surely should be all she wrote, ref. Look where the ball is. Look at the clock, mate. Come on now. It's an extra minute. There we go. Lovely stuff. Huge result. Again, another 3 crucial and 3 gained points. This is now what we need to see. Back-to-back-to-back wins. If we go on like a 7-game winning streak and still don't make the playoffs, we know we gave it our all at the end. We know that we didn't stop. We kept pushing for it, and it wasn't meant to be. But if we get these wins and make it through, it just goes to show how crucial it ended up being that we got these wins. Again, Norwich and Preston, we want to see either and or both dropping points because the more teams we have a chance of catching, the better chance we get getting in. Again, keeping Preston in touching distance means that we can have an impact. And actually, it is somewhat within our hands if we beat Preston and make it in. That's the kind of vibe we've got to go for. So let's see that table. Well done, boys. Big 3 points. Well, 7th place is where we still are, boys, but look at that 1 point between us and Norwich. That is huge. It's also worth noting 3 points now from Hull. Preston going on a bit of a streak to sort of move further and further above us, but we do also play Hull. Obviously, the goal difference is astronomical, but it could be that game could also end up being pretty vital because even if we end up getting on the same points as them initially, there's 2 games after we play them where they could drop points. If we keep things up, we could be looking good. Same stead for Preston right now. So this is becoming proper crunch time. Proper crunch time. 5 games left. Depending on how things are looking, boys, the plan will be, because this is the end of today's episode, the plan will be we will for sure play Sunderland, Hull, Coventry, and Blackburn Rovers. Depending then on how things are looking, we'll potentially play Preston in the same episode. Otherwise, what will happen, boys, is I will save the Preston game for the next episode if we're looking like we're in the playoffs, and we'll make that like a bit of a, the Preston game, the 2 legs for the semi-final, final. So it's still 4. So depending on how it's looking, we'll only play 5 games in the next episode if it doesn't look like we've made playoffs. If there's a chance of playoffs, we'll save Preston for the one before. But that is going to be where we round up today's episode. Sat in 7th place and looking like contenders at the moment, boys. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, please do a like on the video. Supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit the sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you want to be told anytime we go live, we are also going live on YouTube, by the way. So make sure you keep your notifications on for that. But we do stream on Twitch. There's a link down below along with links to all my other social media. So feel free to check them out. But for now, guys, I want to say thank you very much for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you very soon. Look after yourselves. And of course, wash your hands. Take care.